Hi everybody, it's Kiara. Happy New Year's Eve. It's December 31st, 2024. It's New Year's Eve. This is a quilt tube and I'm going to go over my WIPS. Some of my current WIPS I'll show you. I'll tell you about them that I'm carrying that I plan on having as active WIPS in 2025, and some new projects I'm going to be doing in 2025, and then things I would love to start in 2025. And then my monthly goals for 2025. Like I had told you, I currently have 22 quilts that have to be quilted. After today, hold on, let me see. I don't know if it's on here. No, actually there are a couple little quilts that I had done that I didn't put on here. I'm in the middle of quilting my mini charms, which is St. Patrick's Day. I did a little love wall hanging that I actually thought was done the other day. And then I have a couple Halloween ones that are there, but I'm going to start going through this list and quilting quilts that need to be quilted. Because they need to be done. So let's get on with it. One of the WIPs I'm carrying in is my Designer Mystery 2024. I've received all my blocks. I'm up to date on my blocks. I need to start working on the sashing on those because I did buy the finishing kit. If I don't get that started, my plan is when school's out for the summer, that's going to be like one of the first things I do, because I would actually love a completed Designer Mystery. The next thing I'm carrying in is my Peaceful Baskets from Sew Sampler. I've only ever done 2 of the blocks. I really love how this quilt looks, the blocks look, but since I've only done 2, I may make them big pillows or little wall hangings and scratch that. I'm actually kind of half waiting now to see what the finishing pattern is, because if I don't like the finishing pattern, I have to come up with something else. And do I really want to come up with something else? There. I'm up to date with all my cotton cuts clues I've received. Supposedly clue 6 was sent around the 23rd. I haven't received mine yet. So I'm going to give it a little bit more because I do know I had a problem with clue 5. So I'm hoping it's still not the same problem. I'm also carrying in my Simply Jelly Roll sampler. This I am using Paradise Park from Pat Sloan. Here is a picture of what the sampler will look like. This was hosted by Fat Quarter Shop back when this book came out. I actually don't even know when this was. Oh, in 2023. And I will show you. I have done quite a few blocks for this. I really love the color. Of course, it's a red, white, and blue color scheme. I'll show you my blocks I have complete. There are several of those, and then I have the flower box. I have a few of those, and then I have these. There are 4 of these in different color schemes. So I was doing really good on this. I do want to finish this. I do like it. It's red, white, and blue. I love red, white, and blue quilts. If you've been here for a while, you know that. So this one's coming along. The goal is to get this into a top this year, and I'm almost half debating as soon as I get it into a top, throwing it on the long arm and doing it. My goal on my long arm is to get at least 1 quilt quilted and bound every month. Also, I've decided if they're less than 40 by 40, I'm just going to do crosshatch on my Juki because I can do that in the afternoon. Okay, so that's one of the quilts I'm carrying, and that I started last year, so in 2024. The next one I'm carrying over is my Holly Jolly Also, I just want to say this book has a lot of fabulous patterns in it. Is my Holly Jolly sampler. I can never get this one to print. If you search the Fat Quarter Shop, you will see it. It's from this book. And I have done a few blocks. I am using an old line. My next thing, one of the things I do have to do is I'm making my own quilt journal. So let me show you the blocks I have done. And on the Simply Jelly Roll, I have 1, 2, 3, 7 blocks to do in various sizes. The one thing I haven't decided I'm going to do in this is I do have all the fabric to do the checkerboard border. I may not do it. I may just do the insert and put a couple borders and call it done to get it done faster. So then I have, this is my blocks for my Holly Jolly sampler. I have a bunch of them done. And I still have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 blocks to do, and then they have this border around the entire quilt. I will show it to you. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do that either. You have to make 26 of these to make a border around. I may not do that. I may put a different, make the inside, put a different border in, and then put the other one. And I'm not doing a piece back. I hate piece backs. So then I will just buy a back and call it done. So that's what I'm doing on that one, the Holly Jolly. So now I have 5 projects I'm carrying in. The next up is my Cuddle Up sampler. The Cuddle Up sampler is from Corey Yoder. These are my blocks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 9 blocks done. These are big blocks. They go very quickly. I may try to have this one done before I go back to work next Tuesday because I love this one. And it's once I get the next 3 blocks done. 1 block is a lot of little pieces, so it'll take longer, but I may try to get that one done and do this. So I have 3 blocks on that, so it's not a lot. I don't have it here. I don't have any of the blocks here. Is the National Parks sampler from Pat Sloan. Now, she names her, when she does her block of the months, she picks a theme, and that, so this theme was National Parks. It had nothing really to do with National Parks. It was just her theme. I have done 4 of the 9 blocks. They're 12.5-inch blocks. They go quickly. I would like to finish that. Then I'm bringing in Designer Mystery 2022 because I have the entire thing, including the finishing kit. I have done block 1. So that's actually going to be on the lower end of my priority list because, like, I have 3 blocks left on Cuddle Up. That's going top. How I'm going to tackle, let me finish telling you what I'm doing, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to tackle my list. Next is Millie's Dresses. Millie's Dresses is a pattern by Lori Holt. Hold on, I'll get my dresses that I have done. I love this pattern. And once you get your stuff cut out, it's fairly easy. So I have 2 dresses done. I need to make 10 more. So I move things around a little bit. Millie's Dresses is up higher right now. So that, and then I have Heartfelt, which was the 2022 charity quilt and it features a Corey Yoder line, and I bought the entire kit except for the backing. So that is one I would like to move to the top of the list to get done, which was not, some of these were not on my list last year. I did good last year finishing some, I had a really great start in 2024. I finished 15 projects last year into tops. Trying to see. I have yeah, so I finished 15 into, so that's pretty good. So I'm carrying 10 WIPS into 2024. And what I'll tell you right now, before I get into the new things I would like to start or the new projects I am starting, my goals for 2024 is to stay on track with my Designer Mystery 2024, my Cotton Cuts Wild West, and I did just sign up for the Cotton Cuts Flyaway. I wasn't going to, but it was really cute, and I said, oh, might as well. I'm also going to quilt 1 quilt a month, and when I quilt the quilt, I'm doing the binding right then, and it's done. So at the very least, I will get 12 quilts quilted. Though I do have some smaller quilts in my bin, so one of the things I am going to do is pull my smaller quilts out so that like I can base them and stuff in an evening and get them quilted, and that way they're moving forward. I'm going to bind 1 quilt a month. I'm going to stay current on all my sew-alongs. I'm going to pick one WIP. This is one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 1 WIP. So my first one I think is going to be my Cuddle Up sampler, and I am going to work on that on my evenings during the week until it's done. And then my other thing is I'm only going to buy what is needed to finish a project. I mean, if I have to buy background, I have to buy background. If I have to buy a backing, I have to buy a backing. I am not going to ridiculously spend, because I think what I'm going to do with you guys is I'm going to do a little, I have a bunch of fat quarter bundles. I have a shelving unit of them. I'm sure there are people that have more. Plus I have 2 big bins of scraps. I'm going to show you what I have. And then maybe I'm going to try to use some of this fabric, because I have lines of Corey Yoder. I have lines of Blackbird Design, Lisa Bonjean, Primitive Gatherings. I have, though I may just hoard this one, I have Minnick and Simpson bundles. So I have bundles to quilt with. Though I did get a couple quilt bundles. We'll talk about that. So that's what we're going to do. So now let's go into, those are my current WIPs. So like I said, the first one I'm going to do, so ideally for January, I would love to finish the Cuddle Up sampler and put it in the box to be quilted. And then after that, I will look and see which one I realistically can finish, which I will probably, after that, I will probably go to the Holly Jolly Quilt Along or the Simply Jelly Roll and go with that. And that's in addition to, because I am starting 2 projects in January that I desperately, and then I have a small project I want to do. So my first project I am starting in January, and it starts this week. I have wanted to do this for ages, and Pat Sloan is running a quilt along with this, and this goes all the way through May, and it's called Grandma's Kitchen, and and you can Google this and you'll see finished projects of this. It measures 62.5 by 82, so it's a really nice size, and this is the layout. She had previously run this. So I am doing this, and I will show you what I am doing this in. I do have to run to my local quilt store and get a couple more fat quarters, or I might just get a couple half yards, because she's using her fat quarter bundle, she's using Laguna Sunrise that has 36. I don't believe my fat quarter bundle has that much. Mine, I think, only has 24. But I may just go buy some extra, because there's a couple in here that I really love. And she gives the assembling directions. Okay, and if you don't like this layout, and this quilt has 25 blocks in it. I believe this goes all the way through till May. She's also given 2, oh, and they're 10.5-inch blocks. She's also given 2, Are they 10.5 inch? No, they're not all 10.5 inch blocks. The asymmetrical one has 10.5 and 12.5 blocks. Okay. So she also gives you these 2 additional layouts, which I'm actually keeping this because I have a couple quilts that I need to assemble, and I may just assemble them like one of these, since she gives you all this. So there is that. So this is one of the ones I'm starting, and let me show you the fabric I have. This was one of my Christmas presents from my husband. I have wanted this. Okay, when Maureen, here's the story. When Maureen McCormick came out with her first line of fabric, I jumped all over it because, yes, I watched the Brady Bunch coming up. I was going to get her second one, but I hadn't like really done a lot with the first line. It was in a box. I mean, I did finish the quilt last year I had for it. So there was that. So this is, and I've actually just restarted watching this. This is A Walk in the Prairie by Melissa Gilbert, which is her line, her quilting fabric line. She has a whole Modern Prairie brand. So I really love the colors of this. And no, when I signed up for Cotton Cuts, I did not sign up for this bundle. I signed up for the Cheddar bundle because I've been eyeing that forever. Because I knew I was going to be doing this. But she's got a couple beautiful florals, and I know my local quilt store has this fabric. So I'm going to go up and pick up a couple half yards to supplement this bundle. So this is it. This is what I'm going to be using. And then I did buy a couple yards of backing at my local quilt store. I actually carried their fabric around, so I knew that this one would go. This is just like a linen finish, white on white. This is more whitey than the cream I had bought that day. This is, I will tell you, should have a, oh, maybe it doesn't have. Though if I went and looked at my, if you want to know, let me know. I can look on my receipt. I have they email the receipt and I can look it up. So this is going to be my backing. So now that I've showed you, I'm putting it in my box, and I use these. I get these at Walmart. I like this size. They fit in my cubes really well. They're a 12.7 quart bin. They're a Sterilite container. So this is, and I have to label it with my label maker. It's funny because I was watching Kathy from My Hobby Home the other day, and she was saying how she labels all her things. Well, I have a label maker too. And I had just gone and got it so I can start label, because I rearranged here, so I'm putting labels on all my stuff. So that's one of my January projects. My second January project, and then I'll tell you about the third one I'm thinking of. So this is the Vintage Christmas Quilt Along from Fat Quarter Shop, and Lori Holt are hosting this. I did just order myself a Fat Quarter bundle of Hometown Holiday. It's on its way. And I do have the Vintage Christmas book, and I believe this is all 6.5 inch blocks. One thing I love about these sew-alongs that Fat Quarter Shop does, especially with these Lori Holt books, and actually with any book they do it, they've started putting this like guide together, this quilt-along guide. So week 1 starts tomorrow. Now I don't have my fabric for week 1, so it tells me we're doing 4 blocks, the Away in the Manger block. Here, and I'll show you a couple of them. 10. Let me show you page 10. And for this one, I may look through my stash and see what I have. So this is the Away in the Manger block. And I actually think I have some of this fabric in my stash. And then it's the Candy Cane Swirl block. Or no, maybe that's the Candy Cane block. Yeah, that's the candy cane block. Then the candy cane swirl block, and then the candle block. So those are the 4 blocks for January. So I'm not really worried about this one because there were 4 blocks. There's 6, I believe we're doing 6.5 inch blocks. Does it say? I would say, let me see if I can find this quilt so I know which block we're making. Vintage Christmas by Lori Holt. Let's see. Bringing home vintage table runner, placemat, pillow, session, true color. Let's try 126. And I have wanted to do this quilt literally forever. Seriously, guys, for literal ever, I've wanted to do this quilt. Oh, hold on. 201 to 205. Okay. Should have just looked at the guide to begin with. So we're making the 6 inch blocks. Okay. So we are making the 6 inch blocks. So right there. So I'm really not worried about it. So like I said, I'm waiting for my hometown holidays to come, and I have lots of Lori Holt background already. I have this yard bundle, and then I have an entire fat quarter bundle that I got of her. This is, I think it says the bundle background. So I have this. So, and I have other Lori Holt backgrounds, or I might just use whatever backgrounds I can find that go with a particular block. So I'm just waiting for the hometown holiday line to come, and then we'll do that. So I'm really excited about that. So those are my 2 definite starts for 2021. Then, have you all seen the Riley Blake block challenge? They're doing it in solids. I may just do with what I have here. And they gave all the block cutting instructions already. So I may do this scrappy because I think this would be kind of cute scrappy. So this goes from January 14th through May 27th. But have you seen that? It is adorable. And if you go to the Jolly Jabber blog today, Fat Quarter Shop, Lori Holt colored this in her Peace and Plenty line. It is gorgeous. Now, I don't have Peace and Plenty, but I do have I think I have an entire Fat Quarter bundle of Prim. And I have a lot of other Lori Holt, but this I might do scrappy. I'm debating this. I haven't decided because I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And I have some cross-stitch goals I want to do this year in January. So this, I like it, but I may put it on the side to do later, and I may not do it. My only thing with this is this I really think is biting off more, and I like it, but I'm not jonesing to do it. It hasn't something, it's not like Vintage Christmas that it's something I have wanted to do for years. And I also want to save a little bit of time in case I want to start something else. So this I want to do, but I probably won't. But if you want to do it, it's a great free pattern. So there are those. So, oh, and then I had like on my notes that I'm bringing Heartfelt into the new year with me. And this was, I'm trying to see if I think this was 2022 or 2023. I'm trying to see if there's a copyright date on this. This was the 2022. fat quarter shop. Yeah, so it's this beautiful Corey Yoder line. I will tell you, if Corey Yoder puts out a line, puts out a line, there are certain ones that I'm just, so I did month 1. Now here, this is month 2. So I printed out the directions for month 2 because I bought the kit. They gave me a printed pattern. I've been looking for it for days, so I just went and found the next one. So this is one I would like to get to this year. So let me talk, which is a WIP, so it's fine. So let me talk to you about, so I told you my 2 definite new things I'm doing. I'm also planning to do that Noel pillow. I have it kitted up. I have it in a box. It's a small project. So I plan on getting that done. And then I told you guys about the February heart pillow I'm going to do. I'm probably going to cut that out this week because I'd like to have it done. So it's probably something I'm going to cut out before I go back to work so it's done. Then let me tell you about the things I would love to start this year, but I really need to finish some other stuff before I start them. So let me go get it so I can show you. It's right over here in a box. That's the one great thing about me cleaning and putting stuff in boxes. My stuff is right where I can get it. Oh, I dropped a box on the floor. Okay, so this is one I would love to start. This was a block of the month put out by Fat Quarter Shop. It is Among the Stars block of the month. This came out years ago and they did it in 2 colorways. They did it in this Christmas colorway and then they did it in this colorway. I have the Harvest Among the Stars, which is this colorway. And I'm going to do something right here. Okay? So you know you're watching. If you would like to sew this, leave a comment of stars because I bought the book. I did not realize when I ordered the kit, I got a second book. So I'm going to pass the stash. So comment stars. And to be eligible for this, you have to be US only and you have to be a subscriber. So I would love to start this. So I'm going to put a goal that if I quilt a quilt and finish it and bind it, and I finish the Cuddle Up sampler, or if I finish 2 projects, if that means quilting one thing and finishing a project into a top, I can start this. But there's one I want to start before this. So if I finish it up, Cuddle Up and quilt something, I can start that. And not necessarily on the long arm. If I just quilt it on Miss Juki over here, Julie Juki over here, I can do it. And that is not this, because I'm going to show you this one again. I desperately, oh wait, let me put this book away so I know where it is. So again, if you want this, stars, be a subscriber, like the video. I desperately want to start this. This is the kit for the saltwater sampler, which is in the Family Favorites book. And this is the saltwater sampler. This is another one of giant blocks. So if I quilt a quilt and finish the Cuddle Up sampler, I am starting this. Okay. And even if I do a block a month, it's fine. But I think it'll be easy because these are really big. They're, so saltwater sampler. They are, okay, 32. What page? I told you guys this, but you think I could remember? I can't remember. 32. 32. These, they're 18.5-inch blocks, so they're really big. So I don't think that's a big deal. So I really want to start this. I'm excited. So there is that. So let me show you the February pillow. Oh, so let me tell you about the other quilts I want to work on for this year. The Halloween Among the Stars. And this has been on my list for 2 years now, so it's got to get started this year. The horse panel quilt, I showed you that. That was a recent acquisition. My For the Love of Nature panel quilt, which is by Teresa Kogut. I've done all my other Teresa Kogut panels except for this one, so it has to get done this year. The Star of Wonder mystery quilt from the Fat Quarter Shop, July 2024. Yeah, I have the kit. Needs to be started. And because I signed up for the 2025 mystery quilt, my saltwater sampler, and then I would like to assemble my Designer Mystery 2021 into the Lori Holt Picture Day quilt that's out of the Spelling Bee book. So those are my things that I would like to work on and move those along. So I don't think my list is outrageous, and I think one thing that I really believe in my heart's gonna help me this year is if I stay current on my Designer Mysteries and my Cotton Cuts Wild West and my sew-alongs. I think if I tackle a project and work on it to the end, one thing I did last year that wasn't the best is I bounced all over the place between projects. So if I pick a project, so I'm gonna start with the Cuddle Up. If I do that and work it to the end and say that's what I finish in January, great, then I can move to the next one. Because I'm actually adopting something very similar in my cross stitch. Working on, I have a couple things so I don't get bored, and then doing that. If I can whittle this down a bit more, it's great. I have stuff in project boxes that have never been started, so those don't get counted as WIPs. And I know with cross stitch, I got rid of a bunch of stuff. I said, my style, I had packaged the stuff up when I started, and my style is nowhere near the same. So that's it. Like I have things here to do quilts with all the same block. I like samplers. I don't get bored with doing samplers. I know some people hate samplers, but I don't. If I'm doing something with the same block, you can't have more than 4 because I go bananas with it. So the one thing that I am going to cut into and try to do this before is this February pillow. And I'm redesigning slightly. If you remember, I'm taking this out and I'm using this fabric from a Cupid box. And I am taking either this To My Love square or this Hello I Love You square. I just have to decide which one I want to do, and they're gonna be for that pillow. I love these pillows. I can't wait to see what Erica this is from Erica Made, Confessions of a Homeschool Mom. I loved this series. I did not do every series, every one of them, but I chose like 5. I have like 5 of them, and I actually have 1 done. So I love this idea of the pillow. And I like changing my pillows out for seasonally. So those are my plans and my WIPs I'm carrying, and the couple new projects I'm planning on working on. I may come back and with a short video asking you guys what I should quilt first. I actually have to measure something because I had something on my December things I wanted to get done by the end of today. I'm making great progress. I have 2 things left to do. One may get carried over, but I may cut it out and I might do it tomorrow. It's the pillow for my daughter. For those of you looking, I don't want to give you the cutting instructions. they have it as a table topper. I'm doing it as a pillow. It's not very big. This is the only thing that may get carried over because I didn't actually come in here yesterday. My dogs are going outside. I didn't come in here like yesterday, so I actually cross-stitched yesterday and did a lot of organizing of that. So this might get held over, but it's going to get done very quickly because she wants to take it back to Texas when she goes, and she goes in a couple weeks. And I had found something that I had thought I had done when I was cleaning something up, and I quilted that and bound it instead. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw it. So I did swap it out with something else I could finish. And I have one, it's like 40 by 40 quilt top to quilt and bind today, for sure. The only other thing I might try to do today is I found a binding I could use for one of my Christmas quilts. I may try to do that today. Oh, excuse me, also. But I don't know. I am beginning to ramble, but I'm really excited about the new year. I hope you all have a blessed, safe night. I will probably be around a little bit tomorrow. Oh, I wanted to talk about one other thing. Sorry, I didn't want to. About how I plan on keeping track. I had told you about, I had been using these quilt journals from the Fat Quarter Shop, and they're a great little tool, but they don't really work for me. And I have all these projects that are finished, and so a lot of times I was jumping around in the book. So one of the things I did last year that worked really good and really well until I started working was I have my planner, and my husband's vacuuming now. Got to clean up after the dogs. Sorry about that. So I have been writing. Yesterday I worked on my temperature chart for cross stitch and this pattern. Today I worked on a cross stitch pattern, and I will write that I filmed a quilt tube. And then if I work on anything, I write it here. The other thing I'm going to do is I bought this notebook. It's really cute. It actually kind of matches my planner a little bit. And it's a spiral bound heavy book, just a lined book. And what I'm going to do is I'm not writing anything in this book until so I will write in February pillow of the month, fabric, if I know the fabric I used, the date I started, the date I finished, and the status of it. If I'm doing my designer mystery block of the month, the date I did it, the date, block 1 completed on X date, block 2 completed on X date. And then as it gets done, and then when I finish it, top done, needs to be quilted, backing needed, and that kind of stuff, and just in a notebook. I am a paper person. I would love to be organized to keep this on my computer. I am not that organized when it comes to quilting and sewing. My DAR stuff is on my computer, but it's printed out on a wall so I can look at it too. I'm in my 50s. I'm a pen and paper girl, okay? That's just how I am. So I'm doing that. And like I said, I don't go back to next Tuesday. So in a week, on Monday, I'm going to have a whole bunch of stuff cut out, or I'm going to have a list of things I want to work during the week. And if that means me coming in here and cutting a block, then I'm accomplishing something by coming in here and cutting a block. So I'm going to try to stay on track. I should be able to do it. It brings me joy to be able to cross stitch, to be able to quilt. So I really need to be able to do that. So that's how I'm going to do this. I am going to start it this year. So my Cuddle Up sampler will go in here, and I'll say blocks. I can go here. I can say, oh, these blocks were all completed in the dates because I actually wrote it down here. And then I'll cut out this on this day. So everything will get a front, and I like it because it's the front and the back of the page. So that's how I'm going to work it. I would love to find a way to put a picture. I'll figure it out at some point if this doesn't work. I will still be keeping track in my calendar. So that was my other thing. So now let's get back. I hope that kind of made sense. It might have been a rambly gobbledygook to everybody. I don't know. So I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed New Year's Eve and a happy New Year. I might film something tomorrow. I probably will film tomorrow. I don't know if I'll put it up tomorrow, but I want to give you the recap of what I got done by 12/31 from that list. So we're staying home. We're not doing anything big. I'm making chicken tacos. No, I'm not a big New Year's person. But I hope all you have a wonderful and blessed night and a blessed day, and have a great day. And I will talk to you in the new year. Happy New Year. Bye.